These wheels will change the game, trust me. What is up, everybody? If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jessica from Etta Jane's Vintage, and here on this channel we like to focus on thrifting, vintage, sustainable fashion with a little bit of random content in between. If that's something that you're interested in, you've come to the right place. And let me just say, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you have been here before, welcome back. If you read the title, you know that today is an update on my skating video. If you haven't seen that already, I will go ahead and link that in the cards right above. I just wanted to come on here really quickly and give you all an update about my C7 skates that I purchased, I would say maybe about 3 months ago now. I don't even know if it's been that long. I feel like with COVID, time has just like done its own thing, and I really don't even know what today is, what tomorrow is, what happened last week. So anyway, I purchased these maybe about a few months ago, and I gave you all a little bit of an unboxing and just showed you some features of the skates, and also took you skating with me so you can see how I do on some of my first skate trips. So I wanted to come back here a few months later and give you an update and let you know what I'm thinking about the skates. So first of all, I still love these skates. I still love the boot construction and the fit on the skates. Again, I think I mentioned in my previous video, I do wear a size 9 shoe, and I did purchase the size women's 9, men's 8. I will say that they fit pretty much like spot on, so I can't really wear any like super thick socks with them or anything, but I haven't had any issues with like my feet or toes hurting, which I know can sometimes happen when your skates are a little bit too small. So I was definitely pleased with the size, and even now they are still super comfortable on my feet. I did go ahead and purchase some toe covers or guard covers. I'm not exactly sure what these are called, because as I was skating and like falling and bumping into things, I was scratching up some of the front of my skates. So I went ahead and purchased these. I actually got these from a Etsy seller. Actually, was it Etsy? No, it might have been Mercari or Macari, however you say that. So I purchased these super cute skate covers, and let me see if I can show you the other cover that I have. One second. So I got the yellow with the orange flowers, and then I got the green with the yellow flowers, and I thought that this was super cute as like a mix and match. They were super cheap. I think she was charging 2 for $22 or something like that. So I got 2 pairs. The green, it comes with 2 green ones. The yellow, it comes with 2 yellow ones. So I wanted to go ahead and mix and match those to kind of customize my skates. The next thing that I want to talk about is just something that I've learned that you should always do whenever you get a new pair of skates. And I didn't really know this before when I first picked up my skates. So I was wondering, like, why are my wheels so stiff, or why can't I do any turns? And some of the main things that you want to do when you first pick up your skates is to adjust your wheels to make sure that they roll. And then also you might want to adjust your trucks. Sometimes they call it the action. So you might want to adjust the action so that it is a little bit looser and not so stiff to where you can only just go straight. You also don't want to feel like you're forcing your rolls or that you're really struggling to move forward. And if that is the case, your wheels might be too tight or your action might be too tight. Now, the easiest way to adjust both your wheels and action are to pick up a tool similar to this one. This is to be honest, I forgot what this tool is called, but I will go ahead and link some similar ones down below. And other videos that I've seen before, they use a tool called a Y3 tool, but that seemed to be sold out at a lot of locations. So I just picked this one up at my local skate shop, and it's actually something that you can use for skateboards, or you can use for roller skates. You can probably use them for inline skates too, but this comes in handy. I actually keep this one in my bag with my skates, so that if I'm out and maybe my wheels get too loose or I need to adjust my trucks or anything like that, I can just pull it out and adjust it wherever I am. So something else that I did after I probably was skating for maybe I would say a month or so is I went ahead and purchased some new cushions for my skates. They also call them bushings. So the ones that come with the skates, these are how they look in the box. They're just like these hard black plastic bushings. And that really is not good for your skate or good for you as a skater, because it does make it a lot harder for you to roll and move. It also can cause some stress and tension on your knees and joints. So I did go ahead and purchase these. The brand is called Independent Suspension, and I purchased my bushings in a medium. These were super cheap too. They were $5.99. So I had to purchase 2 packs because, or how many packs did I purchase? Yeah, I purchased 2 packs because it comes with 2 of these and then 2 of these. So of course I needed 4 for both skates. So I went ahead and purchased 2 packs. The first time I bought these, I bought ones that were all cylinder and I didn't have this kind of like cone shaped piece. So I had to repurchase them, but it's fine. I mean, I only spent like 20 bucks, even with replacing the ones that I purchased incorrectly the first time. So I went ahead and replaced those, and I will show you in a few clips how to replace them. It's really super easy. I watched a few YouTube videos and figured out how to do that, so it didn't take me long to replace. The only thing that I would say is make sure you prepare to have like dirty fingers. You can see here my fingers are a little dirty because I have been touching the bottom of my skates. So if you're not regularly cleaning your skates, when you change your bushings or when you change your wheels out, you're definitely going to have a lot of dirt and grime on your fingers. Now, the last thing that I would suggest doing is replacing your wheels. So I did practice on my original C7 skate wheels. These are a 58mm 83A. And I used these for a long time before I actually went and purchased some new wheels. So the new wheels that I got, and you can see I've used these for a while now, but I got the Rydell Synergy or Rydell Energy wheels, I think is the name of them, and I will link those down below as well. Now these wheels will change the game, trust me. They are a game changer in terms of your skate, and they make everything feel so much smoother. If you're starting to work on like transitions or turns, you're gonna get a lot more action with a wheel similar to this. And this wheel is a little bit more gummy, I would say, than the C7 skate wheel. The C7 skate wheel is pretty hard, but I think this is good when you're first starting out, because when you're first starting out skating, you're not really trying to do many tricks. Sorry, motorcycle. But like I was saying, when you start off skating, you're not really trying to do a bunch of tricks. You really should just be practicing like your forward movement and making sure you have like good push and pull when you're going forward, and not really trying to do too many like turns and that type of thing. So maybe give the original wheels a shot for a little while, and then when you feel like you've got your basic moves down, you might want to transition to another wheel. So I will show you in some clips how I changed my wheels out, just so you can see how easy that process is too. I mean, I am not like a skate expert, and this was the first time that I was able to like change out my own wheels and bushings and adjust my trucks. I had never done any of those things before, so trust me, if I can do it, you definitely can. And there's a lot of videos out here that will teach you how to do it, but I just wanted to show you my process and how I did it. So let's roll some of those clips. So the first thing I'm going to be showing you is how to replace the bushings on your skates. You can see that I have the medium, which I talked about earlier, and I will go ahead and link those below just so you can get the same ones if that's what you're looking for. You also, of course, are going to need your little green tool. So go ahead and flip your skates upside down. You are going to use the largest part of this tool to remove that nut that is on the top of your bushings. So go ahead and use that tool to unscrew, and it just takes a few cranks. Remember, lefty loosey, that's how we're going to get it off. So go ahead and unscrew. I'm taking that nut and putting it to the side because that's something that I'm going to need to use again. And then there's a washer on top, which I'm also going to use. Next is your cone shaped bushing, and that is the first one that you're going to remove. It's a little bit tight for me, so I'm going to just get it off by pulling off the entire back wheel, which is what you would normally do anyway. So I went ahead and pulled off those back wheels. I'm taking off that cone shaped bushing. And then underneath there, you have your cylinder shape, more of the flat one, which I'm going to put to the side. And then under that is the final washer. Now, all the hardware, make sure you keep because you're going to need that when you put your new bushings on. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting on that flat cylinder one. I'm going to put my back wheels back on, which they just slide right on super easy. And then next I'm going to take that cone shaped bushing and go ahead and put that on top of my wheel. I'm going to place my washer on top of that cone shaped bushing. And then last but not least, I'm just taking that nut and screwing that back on. I screwed it on a little bit by hand first and then took my tool, again the largest side, crank that to the right because we're righty-tighty to get it tight, and just giving that a few twists to the right. Now you can see I'm checking the trucks to make sure that they are to my liking. You don't want them to be too tight, but you also don't want them to be super loose. So I'm just checking those to make sure that they're perfect and aligned with the front two wheels. Now in this clip, I'm going to be showing you how to replace your wheels, which are super easy. I've already replaced 3 of them, so I'm going to be taking off the original wheel using my little tool again. But this time we're going to be using the medium side of the tool to get the hardware off for the wheels. So I'm going to take that tool and I'm going to put it on top and screw again to the left to get that first nut off of the top. So I'm just screwing, unscrewing, and make sure that you keep all your hardware for this too because you're going to need to replace that and use it in your new wheel. For these wheels, I did not buy new bearings. I just used the same bearings that were already in the original wheel. So I'm going to be putting those to the side. Now, in your original wheel, you might notice that it's a little hard to get these bearings out. So there's a trick to it. If you put your bearings on top of that little screw part for the wheels, you're just going to pull and then pop that bearing out. So you can see how I'm doing it here with the underside. And I'm just going to put that bearing to the side because I need to keep that for my new wheel. And I'm going to take out this spacer, put that to the side. Some wheels have spacers, some of them don't, but these did have a spacer in it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Put that bearing on the screw part of the wheel and just kind of pop it out. And now we have all our pieces. So again, there's the 2 bearings and then the spacer that we're going to use in our new skate. For the new skate, the inside was a little bit more narrow, so I actually didn't need the spacer in the middle. So what I'm going to do is just take that bearing, pop it in the top of my new wheel like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back side of the wheel. Take that bearing and just pop it into the back. Now to make sure it's in pretty tight, I just take my tool and just kind of push down on both sides to make sure that they're in there really good because I don't want my wheels popping off, of course, while I'm skating. Now you just pop that wheel back onto the screw. You can see how good it's spinning even before I put the nut back on top. And now I'm going to take that nut, screw it on a little bit with my fingers, and then take my tool again, righty-tighty, and we're going to go ahead and tighten that wheel. Now again, you're going to tighten to your discretion or to your liking. I don't want my wheels to be super tight, but you also don't want them to be kind of like shaking too much. That's too much. If you can see how that shaking back and forth. So I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more so that it still gives me some action and a good roll, and that's too tight. So go ahead and take your tool, screw it a little bit to the left. I'm screwing it to the left a little bit more, and now that is perfect. Alright, so I hope that was helpful for you. If you have recently purchased your C7 skates, I would definitely again recommend adjusting your wheels and your trucks, and maybe even purchasing some bushings to replace the harder ones that are already on the skates. And when you get a little bit more advanced, go ahead and change those wheels out. If you have any more questions or any more thoughts about my experience with my C7 skates, please leave some questions down below. And if you haven't checked out my other video, again, I'll link that in the cards. I appreciate you all coming back to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, bye.